Namaskar, I am Advocate B.R. Bornak. The topic of my today's lecture is the Real Estate Regulation and Development Act 2016 means the RERA, ज्यालाच आपण मराठी किंवा हिंदीमध्ये असंही म्हणू शकतो की स्थावर संपदा विनियमन व विकास अधिनियम 2016. Now let us see the further part of the RERA, that is the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. What are the provisions in the RERA about the Real Estate Regulatory Authority? Let us see first of all what is the definition of the authority, that is Real Estate Regulatory Authority under the RERA. Clause I of section 2, it provides for the definition of the authority. That authority means the Real Estate Regulatory Authority established under subsection 1 of section 20 of the Act. See, this section 20 to section 40, they contain different provisions pertaining to the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. So I'll go on reading the provisions under every section, that is section 20 to section 40, and thereafter I will explain the important provisions which we needed to understand while studying the RERA, because some provisions are there formal in nature and we are not required to study in detail. So what under section 20 provides for establishment and incorporation of Real Estate Regulatory Authority, that is the government, concerned government, that is state government will establish the Real Estate Regulatory Authority. Provisions regarding establishment are there. Section 21, composition of the authority, means the authority comprises of a chairman and not less than 2 whole-time members to be appointed by the appropriate government, that is by the state government. Means in the Real Estate Regulatory Authority, there will be a chairman and not less than 2 whole-time members who are to be appointed by the government, that is state government. Section 22, that is about qualification of chairperson and members of the authority, that is also to be prescribed by the government. Then section 23, term of office of chairperson and members, that about term, the term is not exceeding 5 years or until they attain the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier. Means total term 5 years or till they attain the age of 65 years, whichever is earlier, and they shall not be eligible for reappointment. Means once they are retired, then they are not eligible for reappointment. Section 24, that is about salary and allowances payable to chairperson and members, that is also to be decided by the government. Section 25, that is administrative powers of chairperson, that means the powers of chairperson, that is of this implementation of this entire act, the rules, regulations, etc. All powers provided under the act, rules and regulations. Then section 26, that is removal of chairperson and members from office in certain circumstances. It means if they commit any breach, or if they become incompetent or insolvent, etc., or they become any other default, etc., then they can be removed. That is to be decided by the state government. Then section 27, restriction on chairperson or members on employment after cessation of office. Means after cessation of office, the chairperson or members, they cannot get engaged in the employment of any promoter, etc. That restriction is there. Then section 28, officers and other employees of the authority, means that composition of officers and other employees, that is to be decided by the state government. Section 29, that is about meetings of the authority, that is as decided by the authority, as provided by the, as directed by the government, as provided in the act, rules and regulations. Section 30, that is about vacancies, etc., not to invalidate proceeding of the authority. Means if there is any vacancy or any member is absent, then that will not affect the proceeding of the authority and decision taken by the authority. Section 31, that is about filing of complaints with the authority or the adjudicating officer. We will see later on a little bit information regarding this. Section 32, that is functions of authority for promotion of real estate sector. And Section 33, that is advocacy and awareness measures. Section 34, that is about functions of authority. Section 35, that is about powers of authority to call for information, conduct investigation. Section 36, that is power to issue interim orders. Section 37, that is about power of authority to issue directions. Section 38, that is about power of authority. Powers of authority means general powers. Section 39, that is about rectification of orders. And Section 40, that is about recovery of interest or penalty or compensation and enforcement of order, etc. So these are headings of Section 20 to Section 14. Now let us see the important provisions pertaining to the real estate regulatory authority. So Section 31, I think it is important to understand, that is filing of complaints with the authority or the adjudicating officer, because we being the allottees may require to file complaints before the authority or adjudicating officer. So any aggrieved person, that aggrieved person can be allottee, can be promoter, or can be real estate agent. Any aggrieved person may file a complaint with the authority or the adjudicating officer. See, complaint to be filed before the adjudicating officer, they are for violation of Section 12, Section 14, Section 18 and Section 19 only. For other provisions, the complaints are to be filed before the authority. Means any aggrieved person may file a complaint with the authority or the adjudicating officer for any violation or contravention of the provisions of this act or rules or regulations against any promoter or allottee or real estate agent. Means anybody against anyone can file the complaint. Here complaint, so far as complaint from the part of allottee that is concerned, here person includes association of allottees as well and voluntary consumer association, registered consumer association. Means individual allottee can file complaint application. Besides that, association of allottees also can file the complaints, or voluntary consumer association which are registered, they also, consumer association, registered consumer associations also, they can file a complaint under the RERA before the authority or the adjudicating officer. See, the form, manner and fees for filing complaint, that is as may be specified by regulations. This in the regulations, the form, manner and fees that is provided. So about the fees to file the complaint either before the RERA authority or the adjudicating officer, means this fees is required to be paid along with the complaint application, and the fees amount is rupees 5,000 for each complaint. For each complaint, the fees amount is rupees 5,000. That is to be submitted, that is to be paid through NEFT, RTGS or online, on any mode of payment, online payment. That fees is to be paid by the concerned complainant. Okay? So this was about the filing of complaint with the authority or the adjudicating officer. Now under Section 32, functions of the authority for promotion of real estate sector, they are provided. See, these functions of the authority under Section 32, they are for promotion of real estate sector at large. For promotion of real estate sector, which functions the authority should perform, okay? That is for the growth or promotion of a healthy, transparent, efficient and competitive real estate sector, the authority can make recommendations to government or competent authority on the following issues. That is, number one, for on protection of interests of the allottees, promoter and real estate agent. Then on creation of a single window system for ensuring time-bound project approvals and clearances for timely completion of the project. Then on creation of a transparent and robust grievance redressal mechanism against acts of omission and commission of competent authorities and their officials Further, on measures to encourage investment in the real estate sector, including measures to increase financial assistance to affordable housing segment. Further, on measures to encourage construction of environmentally suitable and affordable housing, promoting standardization and use of appropriate construction materials, fixtures, fittings, and construction techniques. Further, on measures to encourage grading of projects on various parameters of development, including grading of promoters. Further, on measures to facilitate amicable conciliation of disputes between the promoters and the allottees through dispute settlement forums set by the consumer or promoter associations. Further, on measures to facilitate digitization of land records and system towards conclusive property titles with title guarantee. Further, to render advice to the appropriate government in matters relating to the development of real estate sector and on any other issues that the authority may think necessary for the promotion of the real estate sector. So, on these issues, the real estate regulatory authority can make recommendations to government or competent authority as the function of authority for promotion of real estate sector as provided under section 32. Now section 34, that is about functions of authority, means general functions of the authority during the course of implementation of the RERA Act while handling complaints etc. from the complainants etc. What general functions the authority is required to be carried out, they are given under section 34. They are to register and regulate the real estate projects and real estate agents registered under the Act, means to regulate them, to real estate projects and the real estate agents which are registered under the Act. Then to publish and maintain a website of records for public viewing of all real estate projects for which registration has been given, with such details as may be prescribed, including information provided in the application for which registration has been granted. Further, to maintain a database on its website for public viewing and enter the names and photographs of promoters as defaulters, including the project details, registration for which has been revoked or have been penalized under this Act, with reasons therefore for access to the general public. Further, to maintain a database on its website for public viewing and enter the names and photographs of real estate agents who have applied and registered under this Act, with such details as may be prescribed, including those whose registration has been rejected or revoked. Further, to fix through regulations for each areas under its jurisdiction the standard fees to be levied on the allottees or the promoter or the real estate agent as the case may be. Further, to ensure compliance of the obligations cast upon the promoters, the allottees and the real estate agents under this Act and the rules and regulations made thereunder. Further, to ensure compliance of its regulations or orders or directions made in exercise of its powers under this Act. Further, to perform such other functions as may be entrusted to the authority by the appropriate government as may be necessary to carry out the provisions of this Act. So these are the functions, general functions of the authority, which the authority is required to be performed under section 34 of the Real Estate Regulation Act 2016. Further, under section 35, powers of authority to call for information, conduct investigation on complaint or suo motu. See, under section 35, the authority can call for information or conduct investigation and further give the order on the basis of complaint of the complainant or Suo motu also, the authority can call for information and conduct the investigation under section 35. Further, section 36 is there, that is about power to issue interim orders. See, before issuing final orders, if there is a necessity and it is the requirement of that situation that some interim relief or interim order is required to be issued, then under section 36 the authority can issue any interim order as well. Further, section 37, that is about powers of authority to issue directions. Under section 37 the authority can issue directions to the promoters, to the allottees, and to the real estate agents, and these directions shall be binding on the promoter or the allottees or the real estate agents. And if there is any violation of the directions issued by the authority, then we have seen that there is a provision of punishment to the concerned the person who has violated the direction of the authority. Further, section 38 is about other powers of the authority. Besides the specific powers, some other powers the authority has there to impose penalty or interest in regard to any contravention of obligations cast upon the promoters, the allottees, and the real estate agents under the act, rules, and the regulations. Means it is the power of the authority to impose penalty or the interest on the allottee or promoter or the real estate agent. Then powers to regulate its own procedure. The authority has power to frame regulation of its own procedures. Our authority, Maharera authority, it has its own regulations as well. Further, to make a reference to the Competition Commission of India in respect of issues of restrictions of competition by establishing monopoly affecting interest of allottees adversely. So in the market, sometimes what happens, some developers, some promoters, they come together, and there is a sort of disguised monopoly, you can say. Means they do not show that there is a monopoly, but with the practice followed by these promoters collectively, so there is a situation resembling to the monopoly, and in that case the interest of the allottees that is going to be defeated, and in that case the authority has power to make reference of such cases to the Competition Commission of India, because restriction of competition and establishing monopoly, these issues they fall under purview of the Competition Commission of India. So if the authority has any reason to believe that there is restriction of competition and the monopoly is going to be established by the promoters and it is going to affect the interest of the allottees adversely, then the authority can make a reference of such cases to the Competition Commission of India, and further action will be taken by the Competition Commission of India. Thereafter, section 39, that is rectification of orders. See, if the order has been passed by the authority, and later on if there is some minor faults, minor mistakes, they are noticed, then the authority has power to rectify its his order. That order, the rectification of order, that can be done within a period of 2 years, and and if the mistake is brought to notice by the parties. So authority will make rectification if the mistakes in the order they are brought to notice by the parties within a period of 2 years. Means this order can be rectified within a period of 2 years, that too on the application made by the parties to rectify the order. No amendment if appeal is made against the order. If appeal is there, then the authority has no power to make amendments in the order. No amendment to substantive part of the order. See, minor mistakes they can be rectified, but substantive part of the order cannot be rectified. Further, section 40 is there, that is about recovery of interest, penalty, compensation, and enforcement of order, etc. If the person on whose this interest, penalty, or compensation has been imposed fails to make payment of the interest, penalty, or compensation, then that can be recovered from that person as arrears of land revenue even by selling his movable and immovable properties, estates, etc. So this was about the real estate regulatory authority, that is RERA authority.